You're not glonky.
Or I was glonky. Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be doing a quick video on the difference between cream products and powder products, particularly in terms of complexion. I'm one of those people where I will choose, like in the morning, if I want to do more of a cream bronzer, cream blush, cream highlight versus a powder bronzer, powder blush, powder highlight. And so I kind of wanted to walk you through like my thought process in the morning as to like when I choose which and like what types of application, what events I'm thinking about when I choose these different forms of makeup, because they do matter at the end of the day. So let's go ahead and get started. What we're going to do is we're going to do half of our face with cream products, and then the other half of the face is going to be with powder products. So you can kind of see the difference as well, and then we'll talk through everything that I am using. So to start out with the cream products, we are going to start with my new favorite cream bronzer. This is from the brand LYS. This is their cream bronzer in the shade Harmony. And we're going to take this one directly on to my face. I actually don't feel like I really need, with this product, to go in first with like a brush and grab the product and then put it on my face. This is one of those awesome cream products where I can just go directly on and it just smooths on, doesn't remove foundation. Really, really nice. All right, so let's talk about why I use cream products, or when I typically reach for cream products in the morning. I am not going to lie to you. I use cream products when I am feeling my most like self-confident, if I'm not lying here. And that is because the finish of my cream products tend to be a little bit softer or a little bit less pronounced compared to using like powder products. Powder products are generally just going to give a little bit more of a hit of impact on your skin. And so when I feel like my face isn't like massive pumpkin, if that makes sense, I like to use cream products on that day because I just feel like it's a little bit lighter. And so what I've done here is I've added just a little bit of bronzer to give myself a little more of a defined jawline, and then I've obviously added bronzer to my face to kind of just carve out my cheekbones a little bit. One of the things that I will say about cream bronzer is that I tend to put it a little bit higher on my face to just lift everything up, but what you can see is that it does generally kind of just hug my cheekbone in a way, and that I think is the most flattering shape. It doesn't need to just be like a straight line down your face unless that's how your face shape is, but for mine I do have a little bit of a tuck right here, and so the cream bronzer will kind of follow that shape. The other thing about cream products I will say too is like longevity is a thing when it comes to cream products. I don't think that they last as long on the skin. It's just one of those products that, like, because you're not necessarily setting it down with powder, it just moves a little bit easier throughout the day. For cream blush, I'm going to be using Rose Inks Lip and Cheek color. This is in the shade Heliotrope, which is a gorgeous, beautiful, like a neutral, it's a lovely, lovely cream blush. So I'm going to pick that up on a brush here, and I'm going to be pretty generous with my application here, and I'm just going to apply it on to my face in tapping motions here. Now, the nice part about using like cream products also is that they can be a little bit of a time saver, because you don't need to put a layer of translucent powder between like your foundation and your complexion products. Like, they'll obviously just blend in really, really nicely. And you can see that the finish of this is going to give me a little bit more of like a luminous finish. And so when I do my powder side, you're going to see kind of a little bit of a difference there, but you can definitely see that the cream side is just, it looks very dewy, very shiny, very youthful. And so again, right, that kind of goes back to the whole thing of like, yeah, this is why I use this when I'm feeling like super confident about myself and like I'm feeling like I don't need that much. This is the Hourglass Champagne Flash Highlighting Stick. This one I like to actually warm up though on the back of my hand before I apply it directly to my face. Let's go ahead and swatch it out for you guys so you can see what this looks like. Like, that is a beautiful, beautiful highlight. I really, really like this one. Once I warm up that product on the back of my hand, I do feel like it applies really nicely to my skin. I'm also doing this again in tapping motions because I don't want to lift anything that I've already laid down. And the nice part about cream products is, again, they just blend into your skin very, very easily. There's not a lot of like application that has to go on. Like, it's kind of just a little bit more. Once you place that product down, blend it in slightly, just a little bit, it should really, like, the mark of a good cream product is that it'll just blend into your skin really seamlessly without that much effort. And voila, so that is the cream side of my face. Let's go ahead and move on to powder. Okay, so for powder, obviously, because my foundation is still technically a little bit wet, it's still drying, it's a little bit tacky, I am going to take a layer of translucent powder on top of my foundation to just make sure that my powder powder products blend really, really smoothly. So I'm taking a fluffy brush, dipping straight into this Kimchi Chic translucent powder, kind of just making sure that the powder is nicely on my brush, and I'm just going to take this again into a tapping motion on my face. You can be a lot lighter with your face. I'm very like rough when I'm applying this. Make sure that all of the powder is on your face and that all of the powder products are going to blend really, really nicely. For my powder bronzer, I'm actually going to be using a newer one to my collection of ever-growing bronzers. This is from the brand Ilia. This is their NightLite bronzing powder in the shade Novelty. I actually really, really like this bronzer. It is the perfect tone for me. Of course, I am using one of my trusty Loose brushes to apply this. And so I'm gonna do the same placement with my bronzers I did with my cream product, a little bit higher on the face, but I really wanna kind of just allow for my cheekbones to pop and to really show up. Allow for a little bit of contour as well, just giving myself a little bit of dimension on my cheeks. Otherwise, it's just like this huge canvas that's like, whoa. Now I'm gonna do the same thing where I'm also gonna be carving out my jawline, mostly just because that double chin is real, y'all. It's a real thing. And then I am gonna lightly take this on my forehead as well. I am a huge fan of bronzing the top of my forehead just because I do think that it allows for, you know, your face to just have a little bit more angles to it, and so not everything is so like wide and out there. And then for blush, I'm gonna be using my favorite Burt's Bees blush. This is in the shade Toasted Cinnamon. Obviously got it from CVS with that annoying sticker there. This is like the perfect neutral blush for summertime. This is definitely one that I would highly recommend. If you are anywhere near like my skin tone, this blush looks so, so good. Now for placement for this, I'm also gonna take it a little bit higher on my cheeks and really kind of swirl it in there. Now again, what you're probably noticing is that the powder products are laying really smoothly and very evenly on my face. Number one, yes, these are all really great products. But the most important thing is that I did layer down that translucent powder on top of my foundation to stop my foundation from being too tacky, so everything's just gonna blend really smoothly on top of my skin. So again, you can kind of see that the powder products in a way kind of take more effort to apply. So like in the morning, if I'm on a time crunch, I will tend to not reach for my powders, but from a longevity perspective, they definitely will last longer throughout the day. So I'm gonna keep applying that blush here to make sure that I'm looking very, very smooth. For blush, I tend to angle higher and away from my face to just, again, with the whole application point, like I'm trying to lift my face instead of bringing it down. So I tend to apply things kind of just with an upwards motion. And then for highlight, we are gonna be going in with a classic. This is from Ofra. This is their highlighter in the shade Rodeo Drive. I love this highlight. This is honestly one that like you can tell how much I love it. It's been very, very used and abused at this point. So I'm gonna take this on as a weaver brush. And this is gonna go onto the high points of my cheek. And you can see that this is a very, very gleaming highlight, definitely one that is like shining to no end, right? Like you can walk by someone and literally blind them with this highlight, so therefore I love it. All right, folks, and that is pretty much the end of my application of the highlight, blush, and bronzers. So hopefully you can see the difference in the camera. That on the powder side, obviously the products are a little bit more pigmented, a little bit more emphasis on, you know, exactly where that placement is. Whereas on the cream side, hopefully what you're able to see here is that, again, there is a little bit of something there, but it is a lot more natural in its application. The way that it smooths onto your skin is just a little bit different. And so I wanted to show you guys products that are very similar in pigmentation, but just the difference in how you apply cream products versus powder products. Maybe the way that you want to use them is going to be a little bit different. And then of course at the end of the day, for me, again, it comes down to how long I need my makeup to last. Like if I'm doing like long day, I will definitely do powder products over cream products. Cream products just don't last as long for me. Then again, if you want things to be like a Sharpie on your face, you can always layer powder products on top of cream products as well to really kind of build in that pigmentation onto your skin and really give it those extra layers so that it stays a little bit longer on your face. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this quick little like infomercial, if you will. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please feel free to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and I will see you guys next week. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.